Join me as I dive into the life of a wealthy heir and take on the challenge of navigating the loneliness and struggles that come with inheriting a fortune. Inheriting a fortune might seem like a dream come true, but for many wealthy heirs, it can be a crushing burden. Behind the glamour and luxury, they often struggle with feelings of loneliness and disconnection. Let's take a look at some real-life stories of wealthy heirs who have struggled with these challenges. John, at 35, leads a relatively passive life due to inheriting 3 rental properties. This inheritance allows him to stay home and care for his children, but it has also left him with few friends and no colleagues. His parents moved to London to build their careers. They accumulated assets, including a 3-story house where they live, a rental property, and 2 boarding houses with a total of 25 rooms. John is married with 2 sons, and his is a university degree holder. Currently, he manages the 2 boarding houses he inherited. Their net rental income amounts to approximately $15,500 per month. From the outside, people might see John's situation as fortunate. However, he faces his own challenges. After graduating from university and taking a low-paying job, his parents pressured him to quit and oversee the rental properties so they could focus on their other ventures. His role in property management is limited to collecting rent and coordinating repairs for issues like faulty electrical outlets or leaking pipes. Initially, due to his own laziness and dependence, he accepted this passive lifestyle and spent his time playing video games as if I were still in high school. Eventually, he overcame my gaming addiction, decided to re-enter the workforce, and got married. When their first child was born, he left his job to stay home and take care of the baby. Some old high school friends comment that he was born with a silver spoon and that he does not have to do anything, yet still get by. Although this might seem like a compliment, he perceives these remarks as somewhat insulting. I avoided attending class reunions because years of staying home have made me feel isolated and inferior to his successful friends. Sometimes he longs for the experience of working in an office, interacting with colleagues, and receiving feedback from a boss. After spending over a decade at home, he has no boss or colleagues. John often feels frustrated with my dependence and complacency. If he had stayed in his previous jobs, he might have felt more accomplished. When he meets with friends, he tends to avoid discussing his issues, knowing they may dismiss them due to his family's wealth. Another example is the story of a Jane who inherited a vast fortune from her grandparents. She always felt like she was living in their shadow and that she could never live up to their expectations. She struggled to find her own identity and purpose, and she felt like she was just going through the motions of life. A third example is Matthew, who inherited a business empire from his father. He felt like he was suffocating under the weight of his father's legacy, and that he couldn't make his own decisions without being criticized or judged. He felt trapped, and he didn't know how to break free. There's also the story of Samantha, who was part of a famous, wealthy family. She always felt like she was living in a fishbowl, with everyone watching her every move. She struggled to find privacy and to live a life that was truly her own. She felt like she was just a prop in a much larger drama. One poignant moment that stands out is when Samantha realized that she had no one to turn to when she needed help. She was surrounded by people, but she felt completely alone. She realized that she had been living someone else's life and that she needed to take control and make changes. It was a powerful moment of realization, and it marked the beginning of her journey towards healing and self-discovery. I share with you these stories to illustrate that inheriting wealth does not guarantee happiness. While financial concerns are absent, personal struggles and dissatisfaction can still arise. Inheritance is not always the blessing it appears to be. Societal expectations are a major challenge for wealthy heirs. People assume that with great wealth comes great happiness, but the reality is far from it. They're often expected to live up to a certain standard, to be a certain way, and to make certain choices that align with their family's values. But what if they want to forge their own path? What if they want to pursue a different career or live a more modest lifestyle? The pressure to conform can be overwhelming. Wealthy heirs often struggle to form genuine relationships because people are either intimidated by their wealth or trying to get close to them for their own gain. They can't always be sure if someone is being genuine or just trying to use them for their money or status. It's tough to find people who truly care about them for who they are, beyond their wealth. Additionally, the weight of managing wealth can be crushing. They have to deal with family dynamics, business decisions, and financial responsibilities that can be overwhelming. It's a heavy burden to carry, and it can be incredibly isolating. This moment encapsulates the loneliness and disconnection that many wealthy heirs experience. It's a powerful reminder that inheriting wealth is not a guarantee of happiness, and that true fulfillment comes from living a life that is authentic and meaningful. Inheriting a fortune can be a double-edged sword. While it provides financial security and freedom, it can also bring a host of challenges and struggles. It's time for us to reimagine what it means to be wealthy and to prioritize connection, empathy, and community over material possessions. Thanks for watching, and I'd love to hear your thoughts on this topic in the comments below. If you're interested in exploring more videos on wealth and mental health, be sure to check out my other videos. What are your thoughts on this situation?